Ноги соедините, руки опустите. Ноги соедините, руки опустите.
Wrapping up all of the questions in our discussion so far, I would like to know what is your opinion on how mobile marketing will evolve in 2014, what is left to see and left to capitalize on, and what we can proactively achieve as mobile marketeers.
Yeah, so first of all, of course, again, and I know I repeat that, and everybody says that, so really mobile is extremely important, and we think there's a really massive explosion that's going to continue this year. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Mark Zuckerberg that actually speak at Mobile World Barcelona, but that's something. I mean, by the way, there are companies that start being mobile, and now they're converting to mobile very quickly, quite well actually, but it proves that mobile is extremely important. So in terms for marketing, I think that the most marketers are still kind of still a bit sometimes old-fashioned, or maybe don't grasp mobile completely. There's many reasons to do that. One of the reasons maybe the term mobile itself is not always perfect is most people still think about mobile as someone working down the street and having an accessory, something you have with you at some point, but you'll get back to a bigger screen or bigger computer or whatever at some point. Whereas actually, if you just look at the numbers, for instance, this past Christmas season in the UK now. Now live in London, where you're from. A huge number of online sales were done through mobile. Through mobile, we're actually seeing on our couches. So they were at
Unboxing Day, I assume.
So, sorry, come again?
Unboxing Day, I assume.
Yeah, Unboxing Day was also very big for that. But I mean, so mobile is really now. People have to think about experiences, customer experience as a whole, and our customer experiences are completely segregated. Because mobile, you do this, and tablet, you do that, desktop, you do this. There are still, of course, some differences, but at the end, I think marketers have to evolve in reality. A lot of people are doing a lot of more things on mobile, but now, there was this old saying that the mobile is just about consumption, and it's not anymore, whether it's tablet or smartphone. People also creating, buying, and so this is a mental shift that has happened. And the other mental shift is really a mental shift a lot of industries have not understood yet, especially the telco industry, so Vodafones and Deutsche Telecoms as well. They're not mentioning these two things; they are bad.
As an example.
To think about what customers want to get done. What do a customer want to try to attempt to do? And this is, you have to think from the customer back to the idea, not the other way around, and abandon a little bit the spray and pray or the typical thing about, thinking about display ads and ad units, etc., etc. You have to find a way to add value to the customer, whether it's sustainability in advertising, whether it's basically adding value to the customer. In a more maybe in a less general way, I think that since you asked me on 2014, we might see the emergence of a mobile-centric ad format. Probably that will be based on video. We've seen brands using more Vine and Instagram video. They're still trying. I think video works very well because it works across cultures and languages to some extent. It's also people are very visual. We've seen that on all that videos and pictures, especially videos, have very high rate of conversion. So I think we will see something like that happen. There will be more videos. Probably mobile analytics will also become more mature. There already are lots of good mobile analytics services and software around. But I think it will become more mature because again, the industry works as a whole. You have to have the right tools, built the right mentality, and the two both will actually move on this year. We mentioned for hyper local marketing. I think this will still it will rise. It will still be experimental. I don't think in 2014 this will whole change, but all these mentioned things. You have a lot of experiments with beacons and stuff, so that will also rise and will be more interesting. Wearables. I mean, for the moment, people are mostly using wearables to know how many steps they take during a day. I'm not sure they will be used by marketers. By marketers a whole lot this year, but this is something that marketers should take a look at. Take a look at. The other thing we mentioned it before is they can keep an eye on innovation that comes from abroad. I mentioned Asia, where I get these social networks, whatever they want to do them. I think they do very interesting stuff, and marketers should actually be learn about the business, what is going on there, and see how they could actually use similar or differentiated business models based on the experience and case studies that have been made in Asia. And one thing that I would finish, because I know we've been talking for a while, is the, basically you've heard about the stories about the NSA, you've heard about, of course, Snapchat. I mean, these two are not completely related, but what they relate to is privacy and this feeling of security. And I think that also this is something that, and I think I said that a few minutes ago, the consumer is maturing and is expecting more, whether it's from a brand, whether from a product or a business. It's also learning more about how actually its data is being used. And I think that this is also something that the debate will not be solved in 2014, but it's an ongoing debate that will rise and rise. We've seen Target, the major retailer in the US, announced that it was hacked. There's a lot of the data that was lost, or Adobe that lost their passwords. I mean, all these stories add up, and at some point, I think consumer will become also more sophisticated and ask more from brands and also from marketers that actually cater for brands. So this is also something that doesn't need to be forgotten. There's really the consumer is asking for more. So if I come back to my main point, you have to think backtrack what customers want to get done, and from there actually find ways to actually talk to the consumer. I think this is one it's always been valid. I think a lot of marketers will have to come to the realization this year, or they will fail.
Wow, thanks a lot. That was truly food for thought for me, and I think for the rest of us.
I hope so. I know I talk a lot, so I could have said a lot more.
We could make a whole day discussion about them. I'm truly
so
certain of
basically,
it.
if you want to reach me, you just do papadimitriou.co, and you can find everything about what I do. I also do, if you want to keep hearing me talk about stuff, you go to the digitalloop.co. I do a weekly show with a friend of mine. We talk about all these trends as well. So if you want to hear my voice for more than you just heard, you can always go there and see the videos as well.
Of course. And people can reach you through LinkedIn and other sources and the website as well.
Yeah, I'm everywhere. I mean, and that's a good thing about being called Papadimitriou is like Paul Papadimitriou. If you just put it on Google, you'll find me. So you can find me. You can email me. The only thing is, I always tell people my email is my favorite. I'm an old-fashioned. I'm not a millennial. So my favorite way to talk with people is still email. But the only thing I ask for people, I ask for forgiveness already, is that sometimes that takes a little bit a while of responding because I travel a lot. So please insist, and I will get back to you.
Thanks. So thank you for your insights, and hope you have a good afternoon.